in the last week before it really matters is hopefully the Jags can keep doing what they're doing and lose some more games to get that first-round draft pick to introduce our new coach, whoever that may be. There's been some speculation that old BYRON LEFTWICH is coming back to the squad.
How great would that be? They ran this guy out of town because he couldn't release the ball in 17 seconds. I mean, he brought that thing back all the way to his hip and flung it like a catapult, but it took him 14 minutes to get the ball from drop to pass. Ran the guy out of town. He goes, he coaches, he moves his way up the ranks, becomes the offensive coordinator at, I don't know, Tampa Bay, wins the Super Bowl,
and now
he's in contention for a head coaching job here.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Here are the other options. We've got Doug Pederson, Jim Caldwell, and obviously BYRON LEFTWICH. Out of those options, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan.
I'm not wowed by any of them.
No, Doug Pederson doesn't really kind of tickle my fancy. You know, I don't think he really did much.
I mean, he had the Super Bowl with Folk. You know, he had that,
I know he won the
crazy,
Super Bowl. I know he won the Super Bowl, but that was just a weird year. He had Carson Wentz. I kind of think the Eagles moved on kind of quickly from him, but he also, he won and then basically just fell on his face. So
yeah. He had Nick Folk, and that's who we picked up. And then they got Carson Wentz. We got Nick Folk. Nick Folk had one touchdown pass. In the process, he broke his collarbone and never played another game. Yeah, you're right. Wait, Pederson was out as fast as he was in. He was a flash in the pan. He wasn't really sustainable, in my opinion.
So it's a guy to me. I think it's somebody he reminds me almost like a who do we have before this? Monroe, was it, or I can't think. Of his name.
Yeah. The guy who went to Bama to go be
the heck, yeah. But I mean, it was almost like it just wasn't enough juice in there, right? Not enough. Right. Almost like a Dan Mullen situation in Florida, where there wasn't enough just stature of look, we're going to come here, we're going to football games. I don't think Doug had that in Philly, right? BYRON LEFTWICH, he might be able to come in. He's a little younger, got a young team. It might be kind of like a little Dion thing where he comes in with that swagger. BYRON's got a little swagger about him, right? He's got a young approach to it. He has a championship. He's got a Super Bowl, right? So he's got that underneath him. He's been able to coach Tom Brady. So not only is he has that young mentality where he was just there playing the game, but he's also been able to coach the greatest of all time. Sure. And that takes a lot. That speaks volumes, I would say, as a coach to be able to manage that. But then goes the question, BYRON, why are you going to leave, my guy? I get it.
Well, I mean, look, the next step is the head coach job, right? I mean, even if it doesn't work out, the thing with BYRON that kind of throws me off is I remember him being here, and I remember his personality, and I remember his just overall demeanor, and it was very subdued. He was never a guy who just had that fire burning in him. He was extremely just par at all times. And look, I mean, you got to be that in certain scenarios, but you want the Tom Brady's who are ready to spit fire and nails and just
and maybe
scratch
that's why that works, right? You've got you got
to bring him down a little bit. Yeah,
a subline coach who's very chill, and you've got a player that's wild, right? So you got the player that's coming in the guys' throats, and it's almost like a good guy, bad cop kind of guy. Trevor's not there yet. He's not going to be, the good cop, bad cop, right? I mean, you got Tom's the bad guy, right? I'm going to be the dickhead, everybody. Yeah. And BYRON's kind of like, look, guys, let's all get together and let's win this thing, right? Very calm, cool, collected. Trevor's not going to be that bad guy yet. He just doesn't have it in him.
I will say this. There was an article by one of our local beat writers, and anybody who's from Jacksonville or read anything.
I can't believe you're still holding the freaking trophy. Can you put it down?
What are you talking? No. Maybe, no. I would never put you down.
Go ahead. Back to what you're saying. Sorry.
All right, so Mike DiRocco, we've heard that name. He's been a beat writer for the Jaguars. He's been a beat writer for the Gators here in Jacksonville for a long time. He put an article out just the other day that I thought kind of resonated a little bit, especially if you're a fan of the Jags. It said, Trevor Lawrence has emerged out of Urban Meyer's shadow as the face of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I thought, you know what? Considering all the noise that Urban Meyer created while he was here and all the just dismay and disarray and all the just nonsense. And then you've just got Trevor Lawrence, who's just been steady as he goes, going out there every day, saying the right things. He's not super emotional on the field, but it just looks like the guy's stoic enough to just, with all that noise, just look right through it, look right past it, and say, let's go play football, let's get better. And I thought the topic of that was good.
For sure. And I think how he handled himself towards the end there, too, they were asking him, and he kind of started stepping up. I noticed that he was frustrated with James Robinson being benched, and he vocalized that, right? I think he vocalized some of the commotion going on in the room, and he was he spoke up about it. And I thought that was huge of him to have the balls. Look, it's a little bit of a mess right now. I'm not a huge fan of it, but we'll move on. Like you said, we'll keep playing football. So maybe he will step up, but I think it's just too soon for him to have to be placed in that position.
The guy. And maybe, and I don't know if Byron's the guy that's going to push him over the top.
Yeah.
Right? Again, Byron's
I don't think Doug is either.
No, and neither is Jim Caldwell. I don't know if you know who Jim Caldwell is, but he's been the coach of the Lions. He's been the coach of the Colts. But again, he's another guy that's always just been like, okay.
I don't know why we're going to go pick up coaches that failed in two other places. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah. It's just a weird position to be in.
I did see that one of the coaches that we wanted, maybe Dan Quinn. I don't know. The name may.
I love Dan Quinn,
wrong, but he can't fit the interview into the 2-week window because he's in the playoffs. So he has to.
He's the defensive coordinator. So he coached for the Falcons. Dallas, yeah. Loved him in Atlanta because I'm a Falcon fan, and brought us to the Super Bowl. Struggled there at the end, but I think it was more of an offensive coordinator thing. Then he struggled after the fact. Obviously, I let go, but he has been dominant. I have Dallas's D in my fantasy.
I have Dallas's D in a couple of leagues.
Oh, dude, in our league?
No.
Oh,
in other leagues that aren't rigged.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Sorry.
It's been fantastic.
Not to confuse the people
I would
at
love
home.
Dan Quinn. I would be all in on Dan Quinn. I think that would be a great pick there. But we'll see. We'll keep our ears on the ground. We'll keep it close, and we'll see what we can pick up here.
My man.
But until then, look, Steven, Happy New Year, my guy. Merry Christmas. We missed some time there. I traveled a little bit, did a little vacation, but we're back in the saddle. We've got a big year planned. We are excited for the new year. This is the last pick for that trophy, so it's coming home like we mentioned earlier. But a huge year planned. We've got March Madness coming up. We've got the Olympics coming up. The Super Bowl is coming up.
Super Bowl. We got playoffs. Playoffs.
We've got stuff to do, stuff to talk about. We hope to see you guys there. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on that bell so you know when we're dropping, when we're talking about it. Steven, Chad, until next time, I'm Shelton.
And I'm Holly.
Boogity, baby. Let's go racing. Stupid trophy. Stupid.